Hello again, friends and fans, Raptor here, and welcome back to Call to Arms, the exciting conclusion to the mission where we must take this refinery from the Americans. We cleaned out the village, and all the defenses are out of the way. We've also captured the pumping station for the refinery, and now it is time to show the rest of the defenders and the Americans who owns this territory. So reports show that we've got to only cross this small area here. Again, a ton of bridges in the river, or in the region rather, have been destroyed over the river. This is pretty much the only area for our heavy tanks to cross, and the only reason we have tanks, of course, is because the Americans have tanks. They've got M1A2 Abrams, one of them there, and it looks like another one over here at the refinery. At least that's all we've detected so far. So who knows what else lies in wait here in Call to Arms. More flames of fury to come. So here we go. Let's get going. We've got a BTR 82A rather, and T-72s on our side. So we're going to go ahead and move up with that BTR and our infantry and get ready to cross that river. There probably won't be too much in the way of enemy troops, and it's almost nighttime as well, so we've got to continue to advance. It's a little later in the evening now, so we've got to keep on a trucking. So we've got plenty of friendly troops rather to take on the enemy in the rear, and plenty of vehicles as well. I'm going to try to do this with the limited force as possible, but an epic tank crossing could be epic as well, of course, hence the name. All we have to do is bring them up. So let's see if we can get all of our vehicles up here that we need. We've got, of course, our T-72s and T-80s and such. We're going to bring up the rest of our forces and get them at least around the pumping station now that that area is pretty much secure. This side of the river is ours. Friendlies are coming up, and the search at the American command post did show up that there are two friendly tanks in the area. That's pretty much all the intel we got from there. That's why we're able to see them. So let's continue to move up. We've got a column of tanks here, including a T-80U, T-80, or rather a T-72M, and also the BMP, which is still a little damaged. Even the ass hatch is stuck open on that one. I think that's a technical term, by the way, ass hatch. All right, we've got our forces coming up. We'll use this BMP second if there's any trouble. We'll bring up the rest of these tanks. Let's go ahead and have everybody consolidate on the road there. Looks like they're making their way through. Everybody's getting ready to cross the river crossing here. All right, let's go on through. There we go. A lot more enemy troops to take on, so we need as many of our fighters as we can get. And now it is time to fight the Americans. Before, it was strictly kind of a civil war situation, and now we've seriously got some enemy to fight, some tough enemy too. Tough actin' to actin'. Alright, so let's go ahead and get up here with a couple of our tanks, and we're going to try to spread out before we cross. I also want to make sure that Malayuka's on here, up here too. That could be very useful against those enemy tanks. Let's see if we can get him up here. Have him drive on up. Oh, I know, it's exciting, isn't it? All this preparation for the attack, but believe you me, it's going to be epic. Alright, so we've got some troops ready to cross here, so we're going to get going across. First recon group, I guess, going across there. We'll take cover around the river and see if... Wow, there's a lot of cover around the river too, so if the enemy's here, we will definitely spot them and or engage them. Alright, so we've got plenty of mortars to utilize as well, but there's really no time to set those up and get using those yet. So we gotta get going with what we got. Alright, first group starting to cross. We'll see who's waiting on the other side, if anybody. Americans have probably retreated for all we know. Alright. Our glorious nation of Sansotska will rise again. The rebel forces trying to fight against us. So this is our reaction to it. We've got two tanks ready to cross here. Very close to the river now. Just need to have the rest of them find their way. T-80U is here, lying in the rear position. And also the BTR 82A does have supplies on it, so if any of our men are out of ammunition, they can engage with that. We've got sniper squads here too. Let's bring up the sniper group. They were fun to utilize last time. And we'll bring up the rest of our fighters. Everybody's coming on up. Everybody's moving on up. Everybody's probably best on foot, by the way, to get through that village. A lot of narrow corridors and such. Very epic advance earlier from one of our T-72s right up that main road there. So it took out the other side of that command center that was right there. We got a couple of stragglers around and infantrymen and such, but that's fine. Apparently this guy's going to ride on the back of that tank, and that's fine with me. We'll definitely... Actually, let's go ahead and have him hop off and hop in that BMP that was back there. Alright, let's go ahead and have him crew that. That'll help out. And we've got our another Lion of Babylon, so we've got most of our forces up here now. And that should be everybody that we're going to need. Anybody else we can bring up a little bit later, but this should be most of the infantry. and or a couple of stragglers in the back. Definitely want a machine gunner. That's going to be helpful. And we'll put them together with these guys and start moving them up. Okay, that should be everybody. All right, let's see. A recon element reporting no resistance so far, so that's good. Let's go ahead and... I can hear Americans yelling, but I think they're saying retreat. I don't necessarily speak, you know, English, so... Or at least our men don't, so we don't know what they're saying, if anything. All right, let's get across then. Okay, so it's time to move in on that refinery. Oh, wait a minute. Whoa, whoa, we're under fire. Hold on a second. Oh, shit. A couple guys down. Everybody get down. Or get behind cover or something. Hold on. Spread out, guys. There's fire coming from the, from this left side. Oh, no. Oh, shit. Who are these guys? Oh, U.S. Marines. U.S. Marine Corps Marines. Looks like they lost a couple right on the ridge trying to stop us. There was a lot of guys there. All right, we got Marines around. Hold on a second. This isn't going to be as easy as I thought. Let's spread out on that right side then. Let's get some armor up here too. Let's see, let's bring that BTR across. That's going to be safe. There's one BTR that's back in the village. Looks like our T-72s are making it up here the rest of the way. Big T-80Us as well are ready to strike. More infantry ready to rock too. Alright, that's good. Alright, let's get our infantry across and then bring across the BTR. The 82A. I'm just going to start calling it the 82A. Alright. A couple of tanks ready to cross as well. Glorious. Absolutely glorious. Look at that crossing. That's cool. All of our guys walking right across. Tanks lined up and ready to rock too. The hell are the Americans firing at us from? We've got so much infantry. This is dangerous. We got to spread out. We're going to start taking losses. Alright, we got our 82A just... Wow. I do not know how these guys get their driver's license. It is a ballet of ignorance. It is just amazing. But at least we got the BTR here. What the... Alright, I guess one of our guys may have talked badly to the glorious leader, so he had to go. Alright, well, let's get our vehicle turned around. Now, hold on a second. New objective from High Command. We've got a couple of AA positions here that need to be dealt with as well. So we're going to have to get in there and blow those up, as well as that tank that seems to be guarding them. That BTR-82A is not going to be good against those. So let's see if we can get that Malyuka across. Let's get the BTR into hiding. I'm surprised he hasn't died already. Alright, there's the Malyuka. Let's go ahead and have him cross. He should be able to do that, no problem. Meanwhile, our infantrymen are going to spread out. That was a dangerous situation. The Marines there definitely putting some hurt on us. We definitely took some losses there to our elite guardsmen. Now, again, we've been fighting militiamen most of the time. This is the elite guard who've been sent on a mission for this, so they've got the best of the best. But U.S. Marines are basically better than anything we have. We just happen to outnumber them, which is a benefit for us. So, all right, let's continue to spread out, and let's see. Again, we've got to capture some of those AA positions. They're not manning them at the moment, but we did capture the ones at the village, so luckily we can utilize that if the Americans happen to counterattack with any airborne forces, which they're likely to do, or possibly not if they deem that it's no longer possible to take this area from us. The refinery, though, an extremely important target, which is why we don't want any artillery or anything by that, which is probably good we didn't capture the mortars. So, all right, let's spread out. Looks like there's possible Marines at this, U.S. Army soldiers holding this destroyed home next to the AA emplacements, so we definitely don't want them to be in our way. Where's that Malyuka? Did he make it across? He has not. All right, let's drive him. All right, not the Malyuka, but the Conquerors, the 9 M113 Conquerors. It's going to be a bad fur day for any enemies trying to get in front of our Conquerors. Malyuka and Conquerors, I guess, kind of look the same to me, so I'm sure you were already screaming at me as to what it was, but I get it right eventually. Just takes me time. All right, rolling over enemy bodies and such. Okay, let's go toe-to-toe with this tank. See if we can have ourselves a massive tank. Actually, let's see if we can get a couple of tanks here. Let's get our two T-72Ms against it, and if we can't take it out, then we'll risk our Katusha, as I almost called it, our Conquerors, our anti-tank Katusha. Katusha sounds like a noise that happens during a car accident. Katusha. All right. Our tanks coming across. There we go. Let's take the right side here. Or turn left for no reason. There you go. Boy, that AI, you got to babysit, I tell you. Alright, our men are all gathered up around this ridge. Alright, we're doing okay. We've taken some losses, but again, our forces, we got to greatly outnumber them in order to have any sort of victory. We're doing good. We're doing good. Come on, guys. Up onto the hill. Engage that Abrams now. He's going to see us. Oh yeah, big shootout now. American forces moved into position over here on the other side of the refinery. Not going to be good. Main gun damaged on that tank. Let's finish him off with the Katusha. Out of the way, guys. Out of the way, out of the way, out of the way. Conqueror's coming through. Beep, beep. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can get a nice shot on him. Beautiful. Track damaged. He's not going to go anywhere. And neither is our Katusha. God damn it, I hit a rock. Well, so much for that. Yeah, the rocks are extremely frustrating in both games, by the way. But at least our Katusha and or rather, well, whatever that was, is now dead along with that Abrams. Alright, so the Conqueror's having a bad fur day of its own, but at least it was able to help finish off that vehicle. First loss there, first major loss due to our own derpiness. Alright, let's bring it up. Let's bring it up. Some more guardsmen's coming up. We're closing in on this village now. We greatly outnumber the American forces. They've got better technology than we do, though. And I don't even think we're going to need the rest of those tanks. I think we're going to have to relieve some of those forces behind to make sure the village is secure. So maybe we'll just advance what we've got and try to make do. Looks like these Americans are really starting to finish us off. There's a lot of them, too. Oh shit, there's grenades everywhere. There we go, throw grenades on that side. There we go. Americans still putting some hurt on us. Alright, we'll capture these AA positions on this side so that way we can utilize them against an American counterattack. It's not like we don't know how to utilize these weapons. They're pretty easy to figure out. Alright, that's looking good. Alright, let's move up on the right side. And some of our AI tankmen will move back as well. Some of those tanks will be needed for the pump station and the village, so we'll try to make do with the 2 T-72Ms that we've been given. Command giveth and command taketh away. Alright, let's get up there. We only need really 2 tank. These guys have been kicking ass with just 2 tank crewmen. Alright, both of these AA positions are pretty much ours. There's just some tank crew over here that we've got to interrogate with bullets. See if we can ask him a couple questions. Oh. Alright, good. Alright, so the oil fields are pretty much ours. We're pretty much on the outside of a giant oil field, and now it's time to move into the refinery. It looks like there's an American tank there. Don't want to risk any more of our infantry, so let's take them on with our armor. Let's see, where's a good area to sneak through? I think we can sneak through down here with one of our tanks. Might be high enough. That pipeline there. Again, a very interesting battle to have to fight through a pipeline and try to keep that intact as much as possible. We've got a frag shell loaded. It's probably the last thing in the world that you want to fire. That gun depression, though. There we go. Hello, Americans. New leadership in town now. Well, the old leadership, but new and improved. With 25% less mass arrests. There you go. All right. All right, so we've got this position secured here, the U.S. Army defending this area. Wow, a huge crater from that 125 millimeter explosion. All right, let's continue to move. All right, so yes, we will utilize the rest of those forces in the rear for securing the pipeline and the village if the Americans happen to counterattack, which is likely to happen. And of course, if there's any more forces to rise up against us, then we're going to have to crush them right away. Speaking of crushing, we're going to have to crush that tank. Let's get into that refinery, shall we? Let's get a couple of our guys in there. Now, the Americans aren't defending with too much here. It's not their main objective. They're assisting. It's not their, it's not their main prerogative. Wow, they don't even see this tank advancing. Oh my God. All right. Now they are on open fire, by the way. They should be firing, but it's hard to see through the pipeline and such. We don't actually have a clear shot at each other quite yet. As you can see, the reticle's kind of blocked by trees and such. But as soon as we shoot at that guy, he's going to be shooting back. Oh, those Americans, they don't even know we're here. Let's just surprise them. Oh, shit. You want to track me? Okay, that's fine. Take this, bitch. Right in that lower panel there. I think that's called the lower Enrique Iglesias, I believe. All right, let's repair our tank. We got track there. Our infantry moving in to capture the refinery. These guys are going to be used to capture the refinery then. Clean out the rest of that. This is the edge of our operational zone, so that's pretty good. What the hell was that? Ooh, looks like the Americans have some more AA in the area. And an Avenger. That'd be good for us to capture. Oh, wow, they got a lot of forces fighting back there. All right, let's make do with what we've got. Let's push it up. Tank being repaired. Infantry going to have to move in around the tank. AA positions secured as well. Oh, yeah. Quite a shootout now between those forces there. A couple of guys around that Avenger. Definitely try to see if we can capture that if we can. It would be embarrassing for the Americans in the region to have some of their equipment displayed as being captured. So, for political reasons... Ooh, shit. One of those guys just turned to mist. For political reasons, it's going to be best for us to capture that. And we can basically use that against the Americans in our next parade. Nobody wanted to shoot at that guy, I guess. Alright, alright. So the Avenger captured, minimal damage. Just main gunned, which, I don't know, just means a little damage to the... to whatever weapons system it had there. Alright, let's continue to advance then. What the hell? Our tank's being repaired. I guess one of our crewmen was killed. So it's up to this tank then to advance into glory. Nothing left. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. We are getting a command radio message, though, that the Americans are trying to flee with captured supplies. I don't think so, America. Hold on a second. Look at this. They've got a couple of Humvees set up and some supplies as well, possibly retreating with friendlies. Well, they're friendlies. Militiamen from the village from before. We can't allow that to happen. Anybody who supports the Americans will have to be dealt with according to our military doctrine, so that's just what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to get another tank crewman in that one. We're going to have one of the guards take over in that tank there. One of them should do. And let's continue to advance here. Whoa, damn, a target there. Looks like a vehicle was hiding there, waiting to ambush us. Didn't quite get the jump on us yet, though. A LAV, or rather a striker, just completely eliminated. Hold on a second. Oh, is somebody actually in that Avenger? Oh, we'll ask him to leave, don't you worry. Alright, let's advance onto this position. Hold on a second, what's that? Oh, damn it. U.S. Navy SEALs. This is the best of the best here. I saw just right over the horizon there. What, is this guy trying to kill the Avenger? You stop that now. Come on. Captain America can't be harmed. Alright, let's move our men up there. So we captured the refinery. We captured enemy AA. We've captured friendly AA that is, I guess, yet again friendly from the refinery they took from before. A succession, perhaps, or basically enemy forces trying to break off. Oh, damn. Oh, those Navy SEALs don't mess around. Oh, wow. Oh, okay, hold on a second. Yeah, they must be trying to get out with some rebel leaders or something like that. They're part of the rebel alliance, I suppose. Let's see how they do against a tank. Alright, tank coming up here. Let's bring up our other tank too, get him on the main road. And our additional forces. This is it. The final big push. What's up? Oh, damn. American Jeeps? I don't think so. Humvees. Now, if I were those Navy SEALs, I'd be throwing C4. I've been trying to move my vehicles a little less than cautious, so that way they could possibly, you know, die to make it a little bit more epic, but sometimes RNG doesn't work in your favor either way. Alright, there's another American Humvee here. Let's go ahead and let's just see if he's awake. Just ask him to leave. What the hell was that? I was trying to bump into him, but yet again, another rock. Now there's nothing they can do. There we go. Let's go. Oh, they're trying to throw flash grenades. Oh, I can't see. I'm blinded. Oh my God. I'm blinded from that flash grenade. Oh, look at this. We happen to finish off the rest of those trucks. Oh, well. Imagine that. Alright, so a lot of those vehicles destroyed. Then it would have been cool to shoot them, but that was even cooler, I think. So, alright, well, we've got an American in that Avenger to capture, and those Navy SEALs are not going to go down without a fight. So we've only got one option left, and that's to rush them. So our tank's going to have to move over here. Let's get all of our guys up here. Those Navy SEALs are kicking ass. Our guy, and by the way, one of our guys is standing in the open, so really, this must be the noob elite guard. Alright, let's see if we can finish these guys off. There's a lot of them, too. About 6 of them left. We finished off their main convoy. But let's finish off their... Oh, a couple of U.S. Army guys driving the trucks, too. Let's see if we can get up. Let's go John Ramboski on them. Let's hop up in that AA turret. What's up, Rose? Oh, wait a minute. Not that gun. There we go. Yeah, come get some. Oh, he can't shoot me. Hello. Let me move this. So there's basically the top of a truck blew off and is blocking this Navy SEAL from shooting back. Let's give him a chance. Okay, I gave him a shot. Quite literally. Alright, no. I love this tank mode. This is so cool. There should really be a game mode where you can be the Lion of Babylon, like some elite tank, moving into a village, and it's up to you and like a squad to clear out the entirety of the village. It would be a quick mission, but I would love to see it. Alright, so the Americans refusing to retreat here and or couldn't get reinforcements in time. That's the rest of the Navy SEALs. Sir, okay, please for me right now. Hey. Bro. This guy tank crewed me. There is no tank left in there. Alright, so that's it. One American soldier left. I really appreciated you guys watching this video, by the way, the two on the attack there. At the start, I was hoping to be taking a lot more losses. That's why I brought so many tanks. In earlier tests, those T-80BVs really just wrecked a couple of T-72s, and that's what I was really hoping for, was to take a few more losses on the road here and eventually move into town and, you know, lose some more infantry. But our infantry losses were good. I was just trying to simulate, you know, kind of a nail-biter where we really wouldn't have much forces left. But clearly, I didn't need all of that. But it is cool to show off the Ultimate War Mod, the map, and, of course, my editing skills, which are now subpar. So I'm doing my best. That is awesome. So BMP-1s just wrecked, SPGs wrecked, BMP-2s from the enemy wrecked, tanks flipped over and or destroyed, or the turret just completely ripped and wrecked. It's awesome. That is quite a shot. In fact, hold on just a second. There we go. Just had to take a picture of that. In fact, that could even be the thumbnail for the episode. So, anyway, that is it, you guys. I tried to use snipers and AT. I tried to, you know, play with the scenario the best I could. I want to put this on the editor, and that, or rather, from the editor to the mod section, the workshop. It would be a neat little mission. I really don't have any editing skills of any sort, but this is definitely a cool one, and I want to thank everybody for watching then. And until next time, keep your passwords and pimp hands strong. Thank you for your positive comments and your help and everything like that. I greatly appreciate it. And again, if I do post this, I'll try to adjust the forces a little bit, but it's kind of fun. You can kind of just goof around if you want. So, you know, you can advance with all the tanks at once or your infantry, and, you know, you can play it any way you want. So I'll try to get this out here. Probably not going to happen, but we'll see if I can, and if I do, I'll let you guys know. So anyway, until next time, again, password pimp and strong, and I will see you guys. Bye.